which is coming in, former Defense Minister of Japan, Shigeru Ishiba, will become Japan's next Prime Minister after he wins the ruling party's leadership vote on Friday. The official count has shown this. In fact, Ishiba, who is 67 years old, he's managed to beat the hawkish Takaichi, who would have been the country's first ever woman leader in the runoff. Now, Ishiba instead is going to be taking over as Japan's next chief minister. Let me go across to Rishabh, who's joining us with all the details. India and Japan, of course, especially with the threat of China, have seen closer ties as the two countries have been cooperating on several of the key core issues as well. What does this mean for India, this change in leadership in Japan?
Well, if we talk about Ishiba, remember this is the fifth attempt for Ishiba to lead the party and, for that matter, take the leadership role. Remember, since 1955, there has been a continuous, this conservative political machine has continuously ruled Japan. Fumio Kishida was in power for the last 3 years, and because of the ratings that came out in the survey, he stepped down last month. Now Ishiba has taken over, and he would be taking over as the Prime Minister. He has been Defense Minister. He has been seen someone who was close to multipolar world, be it China, be it US, be it India. He has maintained good relationship with all the countries. So it would be interesting to see how things further from here. Also, having said that, with Ishiba in power, it would be very interesting to see what the Indo-Pacific strategy of Japan would be, how called standing Japan would take, and what will be Japan's further take in other multilateral setups with G20,
Absolutely.
G7 and others.
Rishabh, do stay on with us. Srinjoy Chowdhury also joining us, our consulting editor. Srinjoy, tell us a bit about the background of Ishiba. What do we expect from him, especially when it comes to cooperation to try and counter China?
Well, first of all, you would expect him in India next year, because the next Quad summit is in India, and Japan is a part of Quad, and he will be in India when the next Quad summit takes place, possibly later next year. So that's the first thing, that he will be in touch with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he will be in India. The point is that Japan is a very, very important partner of India. Now it's got to a stage that if you look at all the countries that India is close to, Japan would definitely be one of the top 5 or 6. As a result, any Japanese Prime Minister ideally should have a good equation with the Indian Prime Minister. Now, Abe and Modi had a very good Prime Minister relationship. So did Kishida and Prime Minister Modi. It's only hoped and expected that this will continue, because it is particularly important, one for strategic reasons, because both countries are part of Quad, both countries are part of exercise Malabar, which is a naval exercise which usually happens either off the coast in the east, in the Pacific, or in the Indian Ocean, or for economic reasons. So for both reasons, India looks forward to having a very good relationship.
We hope that there's going to be continuity when it comes to diplomacy and other strategic interests as well. Thank you so much, Srinjoy Chowdhury, for putting all of that into perspective. Well, on that note, we're going to be slipping into a short break. Don't go anywhere.